All right, we are back with another episode of Sector Void on AI Dungeon. Where we left off, we were pretty much on our way escaping the clutches of the the Yugo, the onslaught of the Yugo as they completely trashed and destroyed, for the most part, Stop Haven. We escaped with Star Green, our long thought to be dead mentor. So his character has been introduced officially in a very movie cliche fashion, which I loved. So this was our last generation here. This is Lex Eisner as he tries to get our brother. Oh yeah, that's right. We saw a vessel that turned out to be um, most likely Harlan's. So it's his little personal transport. So he's now docked at the Sanctuary Station, which is the Legion's heart of operations, their base of operations. The sight of Harlem's ship basically is a surprise to us, but reassuring. So we know that Harlan's alive, and at the same time, we thought Harlan was en route to Stop Haven. So let's see. I'm now talking to Star. Do you copy? Let's see what Star. Let's see. Star does not respond yet as he recognizes Harlan's transport. I want to think that these two have a history, which could be an interesting little subplot. After a brief moment of silence, Star Green's voice crackles through the comm, a hint of surprise in tone. Harlan here at Sanctuary Station? That's unexpected, but it might work in our favor. So I will say, let's see, you know that guy? Or let's say, you know Harlan too? They're probably going to say, yeah, we work together, blah, blah, blah. Knowing Stargrim's very strong reputation in the Sector Void, Stargrim chuckles over the comm, his voice carrying the weight of shared history. Of course, Lex. Harlan and I go way back. We've done business together. And he's always been a reliable contact until recently, that is. Our presence at Sanctuary Station. So he was compromised by working for Yugo. Compromised by working with for Yugo, but fled, but was on his way to Stop Haven. Obviously, he he made the right move. Okay, let's make sure everything AI wise is turned on and working. So we have the wizard, we have the 64K context window, memory is on, auto summarization is on, context is about halfway, so we're a little over halfway. Okay. I see Star Green responds, his tone carrying a note of concern. It's troubling to hear that Yugo has had their claws in Harlan, but his arrival here suggests that it might be seeking refuge or assistance. As the Lexicon approaches one of the station's docking bays, the massive metal doors slide open with a rumble, revealing the bustling interior of the station. Okay, let's see. Lex slowly leaves his ship, treading cautiously on Legion's territory, but also keeping sight on his old mentor next door, nearby. Let's see, Star Green. Now, should we? Here's an idea. Should we have Star Green be like very old, like 80s, 70s, or 80s, like all the presidential candidates currently, or should we have him be like a 50s, some 60s. I'm thinking my character is roughly in his 20s, 30s. He's naive, but he's not too young. I think like mentor would be someone in their 50s, late 40s, 50s, maybe pushing 60. So I think because I was thinking of having him like in a floating chair like Professor Xavier, like which catches our character by surprise. But I don't think he's at that point yet. I want to say he's midlife crisis probably at this point. So Star Green showing signs of graying, steps out of his vehicle of his vessel, holstering or putting on his uh, utility belt with a blaster on his side. Lex is still. I'm still amazed to see. Is still amazed to see his old mentor still walking, but does catch a glimpse. He has to have an injury though. Star Green, you know, Lex in history and lore, Lex saw Star Green run into a firefight, blasters blazing, and was never seen again until now. So he has to have some kind of injury. I want to say that he doesn't have. He has his arm, but his arm is robotic. So I think it's maybe he has a cybernetic arm, but does catch a glimpse. Glimpse. Oops, am I not spelling that right? Glimpse. I don't know why I'm spelling that wrong. Glimpse. Does catch a view, or does notice that Star has a cybernetic arm now. Okay, let's. I want to see how if the AI can explain this, or if we can, ask Star later on. Or where do we leave off? Stargreen catches Lex gaze lingering on the cybernetic arm and grins, a sense of pride evident in his eyes. Ah, this old thing. Got it after a little run-in with some space bandits. It's quite useful, I must say. Let's see. Let me guess. Actually, I do like using the story one because I can write dialogue and actions. Lex respond. Lex thinks for a moment. Was that against Rorin? Oh wait, not Rorin. Riley Gambit. Let's see. Stargreen chuckles and nods. His eyes twinkle with the spark of a fond memory. Indeed, it was during a skirmish with Riley and his crew. They've always been a thorn in my side, but I managed to give them a run for their money. Came out with a new arm and a great story to tell. Alright, so let's see. Right, I was there. Now, I'll just say right, I was there. Stargreen's eyes light up with recognition and a hint of embarrassment. Ah, that's right. You were the runner alongside me, Lex. My long apologies. The years have a way of muddling memories. He pats Lex on the shoulder, a gesture of camaraderie and respect. You always have been a good pupil, and I'm proud to see you grown into a capable and resourceful spacefarer. Thanks, Green. Now let's tread carefully here. I may be on what's his name, Xerox? Not Xerox. Xerox is the Yugo's leader, I think. Commander Hugo, Stop Haven. It's a big guy. It's not the Arbiter. Riley Gambit's the Merchants guy. The Merchants, Legion. Do we have a profile for the leader of the Legion? I thought I did. The leader is Maximus. That's right. But do I have a Maximus profile card? I thought I did. Doesn't look like I put one in. I mean, he was brief. I thought I really had one. All right, let's make a character. So this is NPC, Maximus, leader of the Legion. Refer leader of the Legion. I thought I had a card. Leader of the Legion. Max is known as the Butcher of the Sector Void, is a ruthless leader of the Legion, a group of mercenaries and criminals operating within Sector Void. He was a massive titanium battle axe, said to have been forged the heart of a dying star, and his cybernetic enhancements. Okay, so Maximus, leader of Legion, leader. Okay, I really thought. I apologize. I'm kind of looking through this several times, but yeah, Lexicon, Captain Rowan Riley, Hugo, Blood Money, Legion, Maximus. That's okay. We did have him. Yep, we did have him. Okay, my apologies. Yep. That's fine. I can always just erase this one, and that won't complicate anything at all. Good. So Maximus. I may, I may be on Legion's guest list, but Harlan here may will complicate things. How about your rep with them? All right, so now we're trying to basically make a plan in case some things go south. Sargent's eyes scan the bustling interior of the sanctuary station, taking in the rugged figures and the hum of the activity. He places a hand on the blaster on his side, reflects born from years of navigating dangerous territories. My relationship with the Legion has always been complex, he says, his voice low and thoughtful. Maximus and I have a history of both cooperation and conflict. Sounds like brothers. Okay. Sargon chuckles at the comparison, the sound echoing the vast expanse of the document. Ah, you could say that. Maximus and I are like two sides of the same coin, constantly clashing, but ultimately bonded by a shared understanding of this harsh sector. As Lex and Stargreen navigate through the bustling craft sanctuary station, they keep watchful eye on Harlan's ship docked. I'm surprised, I should say, I wonder if Harlan is with Maximus now. I doubt he's camping in his ship still. It's getting really intriguing, actually. I'm wondering how we can build the story up with Harlan being here. Because we're at the midpoint, I think, of this whole entire campaign. Stargrave nods in agreement, his gaze focused on a sleek vessel that belongs to Harlan. You're right, Lex. Harlan is a survivor. And he knows better than to stay cooped up in a ship with Hugo's reach extending in every corner of the sector. As they make their way deeper in the station, the atmosphere grows more tense. Okay? More Legion operatives appear heavily armed as Lex and Star reach the heart of Legion of Sanctuary Station, but both seem confused as to why they haven't been questioned yet. That is one little inconsistency here. I'm thinking if we're in Legion territory, we should have got stopped within the first moment. Let's see. Stargreen leans in close to Lex, whispers, "Something's not right. We should be able to walk around this freely without being without at least a cursory check by the Legion's security forces." Stargreen rubs his chin thoughtfully and his eyes scanning the area, possibly. Let's see. Lex notices security cameras seem inactive on every corner. Well, no, let's just say they're active. Notice the security cameras monitoring their every move as they navigate the station. Lex points, Lanks, I say nudges Star and gestures, looking up. Stargate follows Lex's gaze, noticing the security cameras trained on them. He knows the subtly acknowledging the potential threat. We need to be careful. His eyes nearly leaving the path. These cameras are likely being monitored by Max's security team. They must have recognized us by now. Yep. At this point, I think we are on the guest list. We're on the guest list. Maximus would have pinged us the moment we flew in. Okay, I like where we're going with this. We're walking in, things are kind of mysterious, not being stopped, just kind of letting us flow through. As Lex and Stargreen continue to cautiously traverse the depths of Sanctuary Station, they can't shake the feeling of being watched. Right, on Solo line. The Legion's operatives, though present in large numbers, seem to be maintaining a respectful distance, their eyes following the duo's every move with a mix of curiosity and wariness. Suddenly, a familiar gruff voice echoes through the station's public address system. Oh, okay. So Lex and Star stop to listen to the familiar voice. I want to see what the AI writes for this. I don't want to throw in my own lore here, my own line. Okay. Maximus's voice reverberates through the cavernous expanse of Sanctuary Station. These words resonating with an undercurrent of power and authority. Attention, guests of Sanctuary Station, I extend a formal invitation to Lex of the Lexicon and the legendary Stargreen to join me in my personal quarters. We have much to discuss. The surrounding Legion operators part ways, creating a clear path. Wow, that's a that is unusual, or I should say, I did not expect this from the man himself. Okay. Sargon chuckles at the remark, his eyes twinkling with a sense of irony. Maximus has always been full of surprises. It's one of the things that makes him such a formidable leader. Let's not keep waiting any longer. You and Star make your way through the station, following the path that has been cleared by Legion's operatives. Okay. Still, perhaps Harlan has given Maximus some, well, what would this be? Some background, some history to do. Some, I want to say, like, some lore of what's going on, or some information about Ego's presence on Noble. Okay. As you and Star navigate the labyrinth of corridors of Sanctuary Station, labyrinthine, labyrinthine corridors of Sanctuary Station, anticipation of your meeting and Maximus grows at each step. The Legion's operatives maintain a strict distance, their watchful eyes as a constant reminder of the power and influence wielded by the leader. Finally, you arrive at the massive metal door emblazoned with the insignia of the Legion. All right, a pair of large Legion guards stand in front of the doorway, eyeing our duo. I forgot the period. Damn it. I think if I forget the period, it's going to continue the sentence. Eyeing the duo. Where is it? Oh, yeah, as they approach. Okay, that works. One of the guards speaks up, his voice is a low rumble. Maximus is expecting you. Please, go right in. The guard step aside, allowing Lex and Star to enter Maximus' personal quarters. As you step through the threshold, you're greeted by the impressive display of wealth and power. The room is filled with exotic artifacts, advanced technology, and comfortable seating arrangements. Okay. Quite the impressive collection. Maximus, sitting on the head of the large metal table, looks up at your comment and grins, revealing a row of perfectly white teeth. Thank you, Lex Luxgun. I've spent many years amassing these items. His gaze shifts to Star Green, and the grins fades slightly. And it's good to see you again, old man. I trust you're keeping well. So Green grins and leans against the wall on the side of the room with with a nod to follow. Lex walks up to the metal table. Well, I should say, walks up to a leather chair, or like walks up to a chair in front of Maximus, I guess, desk. However, Harlan is not in sight. I guess we'll get to that in a second. Okay. Sargon's voice fills the room, a hint of jest in his tone, as well as we can expect in his line of work, Maximus. And I see you've been busy expanding your empire. Maximus nods, acknowledging the truth in Sargon's words. Indeed, the Sector Void is a challenging place, but it's also filled with opportunities for those willing to seize them. Okay, good. Um, I'm assuming you have some information. So you want to speak with us. I did not expect a welcoming party. Well, I'm going to ask him about Harlem. Before we begin, I to actually, no, this might be a line for Star Green. Star Green casually mentions Harlan, Harlan's name to Maximus. Harlan. He just kind of says Harlan. Max's expression tightens slightly at the mention of Harlan's name. Ah, Harlan. He arrived here seeking sanctuary from Yugo's relentless pursuit. It seems that his involvement with them has put him in a rather precarious situation. He pauses, gaze shifting between Lex and Sargon. He's currently being debriefed by my advisors. I can say that is probably more hospitable, hospitable than what Yugo was doing. There we go. Had in mind. Max chuckles at the remark, the sound echoing off the metal walls of the court. Indeed, Lex, we may be a ruthless crime family, but we value loyalty and respect above all else. Harlan will be treated fairly as long as he cooperates and provides us with valuable information on Yugo's activities in the Sector Void. He's back in his chair, steepling his fingers in front of him. Now, we have a problem. I'm sure you heard about Stop Haven and our friends and our Yugo friends. Max's expression turns grave and he nods solemnly. Yes, Lex, I've heard about the devastation of Stop Haven. The loss of life and property is a tragedy, but it's also clear in the declaration of war by Yugo. They've made it known that they're willing to go to extreme lengths to establish a foothold in the sector. Lex sits down, stroking his hair as he ponders about the loss of his friends and Haven. He looks at Maximus with serious intent and says, that hundreds of lives lost in an instant. Well, within moments. That's probably it sounds better. Even some I knew. Aside from you two, they were the only friends I had. Well, I should say only acquaintances, allies. I want to say allies I had. I'm gonna try to keep Maximus on my good side. I'm gonna try to be on his good side, I should say. Maximus and I's meet Lex and a shared understanding of loss and the harsh realities of life in Sector Void passing between them. The usually boisterous and domineering leader of the Legion shows a rare moment of solemnity. I understand the weight of your words, Lex. Maximus says his voice carrying the burden of his own experiences. Solemnity. I do apologize that there are some words I just have struggling pronouncing. I have a really inconsistent speaking issue. Just a, I don't know if it's yeah, it's just a long story, but yeah. Um, let's see what to say next. Speaking disability, that's what I'm trying to say. I understand the weights of your words, Lex. Whoops, let's do a say. Lee Star has an idea. Star Green leans off the wall and positions himself behind the other chair next to Lex. He seems to have a plan in mind. Moments as he looks down at the floor, thinking intensely and thinking deeply. Lex and Maximus notice. Maximus raises an eyebrow as Star's Green suddens contemplation, intrigued by the seasoned smuggler's silent deliberation. Star, you've been unusually quiet. What's on your mind? Star Green looks up, locking eyes with Max. I've been thinking about our next move. Yugo has made their intentions clear. And the more we sit, the more likely they'll find this place. Maximus nods in agreement, his gaze steadily focused. We can't afford to let Yugo gain any more ground in the sector. Their presence here poses a direct threat to the Legion, and by extension, the entire sector. Sargrean stands up straight, and his demeanor shifting from reflective and determined. We need to rally the other factions. Okay, so I was assuming this was going to happen. So let's create the other 4 factions. We have to do this now. So, factions. Let's do the. I did have a few before my prior solo RPG. I just don't remember the names exactly. Let's say randomize a name for a rivalry faction to the Legion. Let's see. Sons of Chaos. Okay, the Sons of Chaos are rival the Legion sect. They are known for unpredictable and erratic behavior, often blah blah blah. But they seem to enjoy. Okay, uh, rival to the Legion. Okay. Next, we'll do the next one. So that's two. That's I think that's two factions. So now we need another one. Tories faction known for their understanding tactics, underhand attacks, and cutthroat mindset. They operate within the shadows, conducting illegal business like the Void. The Eclipse Syndicate is a major rival to the Legion and has been in conflict with them for years. Ooh, okay, I like that. Another rival to the Legion. Rival, Legion. Okay, good. Next, the third one will be, or that was a third. The fourth one will be just kind of a neutral faction. Randomize a name for a neutral faction in the sector. We'll have two rivals, and then the rest will be kind of be on their own. The Free Traders Alliance is a loose correlation of independent transporters and traders operating in Sector Void. They have no official ties to any major factions. Instead, strive to maintain their neutrality in order to freely conduct their business. Despite their reputation, trustworthy, many other factions seen as a nuisance to deal with. Okay, I like that. They can be kind of a burden. Okay, I really like that one. And the last one, we have the Legion, we have Sons of Chaos, the Eclipse Syndicate, the Free Traders Alliance, and then now we need a very hmm say randomize a name for a small faction in the Void, though specializes in nuclear potential weaponry. That gives me an idea. The Atomic Vultures like that. The Atomic Vultures is a small but dangerous faction in Sector Void that specializes in nuclear weaponry and potential. Comprised mostly of scavengers and smugglers, they are known to take great risks, chance to profit off their dangerous goods. Their emblem is a vulture, the radioactive symbol in place of its eyes. Ooh, I like that. Okay. All right. So we have faction, faction, faction. Yep. You mean the the big four? And let's see if it does. I'm going to keep this open just for reference. In case we got to give the AI a little nudge in the story. Actions leans back and stare, a thoughtful expression crossing his face. Yes, the big four factions: the Starlight Marauders. No, the Grey Merchants, the Eclipse, and us, the Legion. No, unfortunately, that's not. It's partially right. So here's what I'll edit. All right, we have Sons of Chaos. Well, actually should clarify the big five. Let's do this. Let's put a little hint. The big five. I'll just copy that in there. Okay. Big five. Big five. Oops. Sons of Chaos. The big five. Sanctuary Station. The Legion. That's just a location. The Legion needs to be part of the big five. The Legion. Here we go. I'm going to edit this to just say, you mean the big five. Which includes you. Exodus. Okay, this is the shift I'm talking about, or this is the nudge I'm talking about. The Starlight Marauders are dead, at least as far as we know. Maximus not acknowledged the reference to the five most powerful and influential factions, which includes the Legion, the Starlight Marauders. Damn it, not the Marauders, not the gosh darn it. Okay, go back to the list here. All right, the Legion, the Starlight Marauders, the Atomic Vultures, the Grey Merchants. I'm gonna say no. Free Traders, Alliance. Oh, they're right there the whole time. The Eclipse, Syndicate, and the Sons of Chaos. I do like that name. All right, the Legion, the Atomic Vultures, Free, and the Sons of Chaos. Yes, Lex, the big five next one. There's a voice. Okay, good. Take a turn. What about the? Then we'll mention the Grey Merchants. I realize we have our own issues with them. Sargreen interjects before Max responds. The Grey Merchants are a wild card in all this. Riley Gambit is a ruthless and cutting leader, but he's also pragmatic. If we can present a compelling case against Hugo and outline the potential benefits of joining forces with the Big Five, he might be persuaded to lend his support. And my friends, the Marauders, are they? There they are. And my friends, the Starlight Marauders, are MIA. So now we're just kind of trying to brainstorm some allied ships to create some allied ships. Max's expression hardens the mention of Star Marauders. The Star Marauders are a valuable asset that their expertise in navigating the void and their reputation for fairness and reliability make them indispensable allied to the fight. He leans forward, his gaze intense. We need to locate them and ensure their safety. Say, I saw them die on the Haven, on Stop Haven, with my own eyes. I don't think there was a damn. My character's getting a little mad. Damn back door. My character's getting a little mad. Just a mention of them. Let's see how Max. The room falls silent in the outburst, with a way of your words hanging the Max and Stargreen exchange a glance. The severity of the situation etched in their hardened features. Maximus clears his throat, his voice steadily despite things renewed. Lex, I understand that's a difficult time for you. The loss of Star Marauders is a heavy blow to us all. Let's see. I remember something. Lex pauses for a moment, snaps his fingers, and stands up quickly. He mentions how the lead security droid, Arbiter, I think Arbiter spoke to us, spoke to me, Lex, before about evacuating the Haven before Hugo opened fire. I think that might be a plot hole. Open fire. Okay, let's see what happens. Max and Stargreen not in agreement. Their expressions softening slightly the possibility of Stargreen's Marauder survival. Yeah, we can say that they're potentially they're alive. Lex and Green discuss a plan with Maximus as the office door closes by the two guards outside. They make a pact. Actually, they make a deal with the four other factions to join forces like before. Lex agrees to go back to Haven to look for Rowan and his crew. Star will venture out to while cloaked to find where Hugo is rallying their fleet. Actually, let's say we'll venture out to Noble Cloak to spy on Hugo's fleet and report on their next move. So the three things happening here: one, we will go find Rowan. Two, Maximus will use his influence to rally the other four once again, and then Star will go off and spy. So let's see how the AI handles this. And Harlan he's in lockup, or he's being uh, spoken to, interrogated. Maximus stands up, his towering figure casting a shadow across the room. This alliance is our best chance of standing against the U.S. tyranny. We must act swiftly and decisively if we are to have any hope of pushing them back. Stargreen nods in agreement. A determined glint of the eyes. Time of the essence. We need to gather intelligence of U.S. movements and rally other factions. Star, be careful. I just found you. Let's see. Smirks. Stargreen chuckles at the remark, sound echoing the vast expanse of Maximus' quarters. Don't worry, Lex. I've been doing this for longer than you've been alive. I'll be in out before Hugo even realizes I was there. He passed the blaster on his side, confident smile playing on his lips. Maximus steps around the desk, his presence commanding the room. Maximus explains he will use his legion to rally our side in the meantime. Lex extends a first-time handshake to Maximus. Let's see if he shakes our hand. Maximus looked at Lex's outstretched hand for a moment before grasping it firmly. His grip is strong and sure, a testament to his years of leadership and physical prowess. Lex, this alliance is a testament to the dire circumstances we find ourselves in. Together we'll stand against the Yugo's aggression and protect the sector void. Lex he feels a renewed sense of purpose. Now, I have an idea here. It has to do with my engine. Star has a faster ship, that's obvious. He has his own ship. My ship I inherited from him. I'm gonna hold this idea off until the end. So Lex smiles and exits the room with Star as Maximus prepares his crew for departure to the other factions in the sector. Lex and Star walk through the halls of the sanctuary station and approach their ships respectively. Lex pauses and waves to Star as he enters. What was the speeder 5, I think? Let's see. F11, Stop Haven, speeder 5. Enters the speeder 5. This is like the Han Solo and moment from Return of the Jedi. Is they split ways. Lando Calrissian departs with using the Millennium Falcon, but we're sticking to our own ships. It's like that. It's like that moment right there where they depart to go do their own separate missions, which still will intertwine in the end. So, with the final, okay, Sar Green waves back at Lex from the cockpit of his Speeder 5, and knowing smile on his face, stay safe out there, Lex. Keep your eyes open and your blaster handy. We'll meet back here once we complete our missions. With the final nod, Sar Green's ship powers up, signature green glow of his engines casting an eerie light in the docking bay. Lex enters his ship, but notices I want to throw a twist in here, a familiar face waiting in the cargo hold. Let's see if the AI puts in who I think it will be. I know it's not Rowan. As Lex steps in the cargo hold, he's surprised to see a familiar figure waiting for him. It's Leela, the first mate from the Starlight Marauders. She stands with a determined look on her face, her arms crossed over the chest. Leela, I thought I lost you, and the rest of the crew of Stophaven. It wasn't Leela. It was actually going to be Harlan. He was going to like give something like a. Okay, yeah, let's rewrite that. I don't want them to pop in yet. Not saying that I will, but yeah. As Lee steps in our, it's Harlan. He is holding a strange device in his hands. He looks up at Lex and stands from the chair, stands from the floor. He was sitting, or he was. Let's see. He looks at Lex and stands from that chair, from his chair. I'm sorry, I'm taking so long to decide a simple task. He looks to Lex and has a neutral expression on his face, not seeming too happy to see Lex, but has a purpose to be here. Let's see. As Lex steps into the cargo hold of Lexicon, he's surprised to see a familiar figure waiting for him. A familiar face, I should say. It's Harlan. He's holding a strange device in his hands as Harlan has a neutral expression on his face, not seemingly too happy to see. Let's say not seemingly too happy, but has a purpose to be here. Okay, then we'll just hit continue. Oh, or not. Let's say Harlan. Oops, I guess we do have something. Not Leela. Harlan changed his name to Leela. Erase that. Harlan. What are you doing in here? I want the AI to say that this device is a like kind of a. Harlan looks up from the device in his hands. He expression one relief and mild embarrassment. Lex, I'm sorry for the intrusion. I need a safe place to lay low while I work on this. He raises the device slightly complex piece of technology that appears to be some kind of signal jammer. Yep, that. Okay, so like a Trojan horse, basically. I've been trying to modify this jammer to block Hugo's communication signals. Lex seems to recognize the Hugo insignia on the device. Okay. Make sure my recording is good. All right, we're at 50 minutes. Harlan's eyes flicker with a hint of unease before his I managed to acquire it during my time with Hugo. It's a highly advanced piece of technology designed to disrupt enemy communication. He pauses, glancing down at the jammer before meeting Alex's gaze once more. You want you want me to use it? Let's check the context window just for a second. All right, not bad. Harlan nods, his gaze steadying. Yes, Lex, I believe this jammer could give us a significant advantage in our fight against Hugo. If we can disrupt their communication networks, we can hinder the coordination and create an opening for our forces to strike. All right. Whoops. I take the device from Harlan. You reach out and carefully take the sound jammer from Harlan's outstretched hands. The device is sleek and compact, yet it carries a weight that belies its size. As you examine the jammer, you can't help but feel a sense of awe in the advanced technology that Hugo possesses. Be careful, this Lex, Harlan warns, his voice carrying a note of urgency. Harlan leaves the ship. Lex turns and watches him walk away with a mix of thanks, but betrayal. Again, kind of mixed vibes about this guy. So Lex carefully places the sealant jammer on the nearby console, making sure they're secured in place. He turns back to the cockpit, his mind racing the implication of Harlan's gift and the responsibility it entails. The weight of the situation is not lost on him. With his device, he holds a piece of Hugo's own technology, a potential game changer in the brewing conflict. Lex sees Harlan walk back into the station's corridors. Whoops. Corridors. I cannot spell worth crap without looking back. Walk into. Lex then radios Star Green, who already departed, hoping to mention the device he has. Lex quickly establishes a secure communication line with Star Green, who is already en route to Plan Noble. He has a comm channel open. Lex can see familiar exterior of this on his console's view screen. Its engine is glowing with a signature green light as it navigates the stars. Stark, do you copy? His voice echoes in the comm system, a mix of urgency and determination. I have something of value from an old friend. A radio jammer specific for Hugo's internal network. Stargreen's voice crackles through the intercom system, a hint of surprise in his tone. A Hugo-specific radio jammer? That could be a game changer, Lex. This might just give us the edge we need to disrupt their communications and catch them off guard. Catch with their pants down. So, you can thank Harlan for that. We just need to find a moment to use this thing. All right, almost there. I think I'm going to end this in a couple of more responses. I'm just going to have to fly off into the quote-unquote sunset on our way to Stop Haven. Harlan, that's Sergeant's voice carries a note of respect. mixed with a hint of surprise. I didn't expect him to be on wanting to hand us a potential advantage against Hugo, but we'll take it. Time will be crucial, though. We'll need to coordinate our efforts for position to make this the most of this jammer. Copy that, Green. Stay safe and continue on. I'm making my departure now. All right. So let's see if it describes us leaving the sanctuary and then warping back to Stop Haven's original location. You and the transmission of Star Green prepare. You end the transmission of Star Green and prepare the Lexicon for departure from Sanctuary Station. The engines hum life, their familiar vibration and comforting presence as you navigate the ship away from the docking bay and into the vast expanse of Sector Void. As you set a course for the ruins of Stop Haven, the weight of the situation begins to sink in. Lex sits back and prepares to warp back to Stop Haven. All right, let's do it. Hopefully, this is a good little closure for this episode. As Lex's fingers dance over the console, entering the coordinates for the ruins of Stop Haven, he can't help but feel a twinge of apprehension. The once bustling space station is now nothing more than a floating graveyard. It's a reminder of Hugo's ruthless expression. Lex, are you sure about this? Wait, who's Lex? Are you sure about this? I'm going to edit this part here and just say this. The lexicon warps into the stars, leaving the sanctuary station behind. Okay, that will just be right there. All right, good. And that's it. That's it for this episode. This was, like I always like to recap or feel at least critique how it went. This one was good. It had a good little, a lot of dialogue driven, good discussions, good planning. And then, obviously, no action. There were some intense moments, like just some gripping dialogue. But I feel like the AI is doing a good job of handling the surprise of Harlan on the ship. Well, originally it was Leela or whatever from Futurama, but we changed that because it's a little too early. I don't want to give the bait yet to the AI to say like, hey, Star Marauder survived. We've already done that. They potentially survived. We are speculating they survived. Will I personally bring them back? I would like to. Maybe not the whole team. Maybe Rowan's dead, or maybe a couple of them survive, or they're heavily injured, or they're lost. I don't. Again, I don't know. We'll see. The Arbiter is the big question here, because I think the Arbiter is going to be the one we define first, because he may know where the Marauders are. But I do really enjoy where this is going, and this is exactly how I expected this episode to go when we in the last episode at the end when we got to the sanctuary station and we saw Harlan ship. This is pretty much how I pictured it play out. Like we talked to this prime boss. He sits in his own office, guarded heavily. We discuss a plan. He's very calm and like this towering figure, like a mafia boss. This really did work out quite well. So, and I hope you guys enjoyed too. So that's really it for this episode of Stop Haven. And I will see you guys next time on 8:30 RPG. Thank you for watching.